What up guys, FukCal51 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my Dragonknight tank builds, and I'm also going to be telling you some tips and tricks on how to improve your tanking in general. So let's get into the skills here. Absorb Magic, it's a stand burst heal, good for when you're negated, and it reduces your block cost and increases the amount of damage you can block. Green Dragon's Blood, Magica Burst Heal. I wouldn't use this unless you're at like 50 to 60% health, but it gives you health and stam recovery. And it also gives you minor vitality, so it gives you the healing received. Then on Fragmented Shield, this is good. I use this with Resolving Vigor to give me bigger heals. This gives me major mending, and it'll also give you a bigger heal if you use it before this. Hardened Armor is the armor buff. You can use the other morph, it doesn't really matter. I just like this one because it negates a crit right now. Next patch it won't really matter though, so really it doesn't matter. You can use either one. Resolving Vigor. This is my main stamina heal. I'll try to keep this up at almost all times. It's really nice to proactively heal when you're a tank. You don't want to wait for the damage to come. You want to be healing before it hits you, because you want to keep your health at full. So Spell Wall, this is the Reflect ultimate. It's really good. It gives you a chance to put your back bar buffs up, and it also gives you a chance to heavy attacks. So you can use the other morph, but this one's much better, trust me. Cauterize, this gives you a nice heal every 5 seconds. It heals you 4 times over 15 seconds, so it's really nice. And Forward Momentum, this I try to keep up at all times. I use this when I sword and board ult, but you either want this or rally depending on your setup. These two are must-haves. These 3 are flex spots. You can use anything here. If I'm guarding someone, I'll put it on my triangle spot. Put it right there. And you need guard on both bars, because if you swap bars, it'll get rid of the guard, unfortunately. So Standard of Might, I would use the Psijic ultimate here if I had it, but I don't, so I would just stick to using this. If you don't, standing into it reduces the damage you take, and I really only use this if I'm guarding someone. If I'm solo, I'm almost 100% of the time I'll use Spell Wall, but yeah, Standard of Might's not bad. You could also use Dragon Leap too, I guess, but it's really preference. That it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, if you have the Psijic ult, use that. Let's go over some gear sets here now. So what I was wearing in the last 2 videos I posted was this, Gyarados Crest and Reactive. I also, when I wear this setup, I put Green Dragon's Blood on the back bar and Cauterize on the front bar, because Gyarados Crest gives you such a good burst heal every 5 seconds. You don't really need Dragon's Blood. You really just want it for the vitality at that point, and you can pretty much maintain this buff on your back bar because you're running Decisive. You're going to want to run Decisive too on everything, unless you're running Bark Skin. Unless you're going to run Bark Skin on the weapons, which I'll show you now. This I'd also run Rally for this setup. Bark Skin, and you can you want the jewelry infused too on everything. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but you want everything infused, reduced block cost, everything's 30. Because you want to reduce the amount of stamina you're putting towards blocking, so you can use it for other things like keeping yourself alive. So yeah, this is a good setup. I definitely use that with Rally. I'd switch the morph of this to Rally if I was going to use Bark Skin, because you don't want to turn off the set. Next patch you'll be able to use it, I think, because they're reducing it to 4 seconds. But for now, you want to use it as Forward Momentum, or I mean Rally with Bark Skin. Yeah. I pretty much will run Bark Skin with any of these setups too, with any of these sets. I have the bodies for all these. So those are all good setups for stam sustain. If you're really having trouble sustaining, I suggest putting that on, because that'll help your magic sustain and your stam sustain as well. If you're not comfortable tanking without a lot of crit resist, you could always wear impregnable. Impregnable is good. Gives you 2500 crit resist. They're nerfing this next patch though, so I'm trying not to get too used to it, because they're taking away 500 crit resist from it. So what else here? Leeching in Cyrodiil's Crest is really good. This and this leeching like puts a cloud underneath people that heals you for the amount of damage you do to them. You can proc multiple clouds on the ground at once too, which is pretty cool. I don't know if people know that, but yeah, it heals you for quite a bit too, so that's a good setup. And the thing is, Crest will heal you when the proc goes down. It's because it's a guaranteed heal, burst heal. So it's a pretty good setup. But I've usually been running reactive with just about anything. Like this morning, reactive and leeching is what I was wearing, and reactive and impregnable. Just because I wanted to not get bursted when I get CC'd. I'm sick of getting bursted when I get CC'd, so I put this on. It's actually a very good set. I wish Forward Momentum didn't turn it off for as long as it did, but like I said, next patch it'll get better. The thing is, if you're not wearing bark skin though, you really want to run Forward Momentum because it's cheaper, and you don't want to run a super expensive skill that you have to use every sword and board alt, because it's going to cut through your stam. So yeah, basically just mix and match on what you feel comfortable, because there's a lot of good setups. This is a good place to start though. These sets right here and these sets, all very good for tanking. It's just a matter of what you find most comfortable. There's a few in here that I'm missing, like Almalexia's Mercy and his Sap. Those are both very good too. You can just look those up. I'm not going to tell you what they do. And then for champion points, this is what I was running this morning. Sorry, I'll cancel it. This is what I was running this morning. But usually, if I'm running reactive, which I have been for about the past month now, I'll take this down. And I'll do that. Oh, I gotta switch these two. Yeah, this is what I'll do for when I'm wearing reactive and just about anything, because reactive is gonna reduce your damage anyways, and the way damage is reduced, the more times you reduce the damage by a percent, the littler and littler you're gonna reduce the number by. So that 35% is already a huge chunk and more than enough to keep you alive. So if you get stunned or you can't move out of Destro or something on the ground, which is the only thing that really hurts you at that point, because you don't have a lot of ironclad, but you're rooted, so you getting the reactive proc instead. So you're basically switching the reactive proc for that, and building up your crit resistance more, so you don't get bursted through dot damage. This is very important, the 56 in thick skin and the 56 in quick recovery, because there's so much dot pressure in the game now. Bleeds hit for like 3k a pop, and it's just retarded. So you need to make sure you have enough healing and reduce dot damage to keep yourself alive. As for this green tree, I never really changed this. I do 81 Warlord, 75, 4, and 100 and Shadow Ward. For this blue tree, I do 100 Blessed, 100 Precise Strikes, 40 Elfborn. This is for your Cauterize and for your Green Dragon's Blood. And then these 20 points are just to get this passive. You can put those anywhere. You can put them here, here, here. It doesn't matter. You just really want the major heroism. So that's what I'll do for that. Now, if I wasn't going to be wearing reactive, this is probably what I'd go for more. I'd go for reducing this and the crit resist, and I'd build up Ironclad more. I'd put this down at like 37, and I'd bring this up to 66. I think this could be 66. Yeah, 66. So yeah, this is what I do for if I wasn't going to be wearing reactive. Now, you could also put 43 here, 37 here, and 40 here, but I'm telling you, it's really important to have this 56 in thick skin. So, and that's about it for the champion points there. So now on to some tips and tricks. Really, it's about keeping your buffs up. You want to just maintain all your buffs. Make sure you're not overusing things. Like, don't recast a buff unless you need to. Like, you should be recasting your hardened armor at 1 second, your Cauterize at 1 second, your Dragon's Blood at 1 second, or if you need a big burst heal. If not, I would just try to heal through it with Vigor and Igneous Shield, unless you're low. Also, I'm using the Ritual Mundus Stone. I don't know if I mentioned that. Ritual Mundus Stone, Essence of Lingering Health Pots. If you want to know how to make those, just message me or look it up. They're pretty easy to make. Every time you get CC'd, you get a free Vigor pretty much, so you can take advantage of that. Or you get a free forward momentum. Like if you get your ultimate and you get CC'd in your ultimate or before you cast it, you could cast your ultimate, swap to your back bar, and pretty much get a free forward momentum. So that's always something to take advantage of. When you drink a potion, you get a free magic ability. So that's cool. You can take advantage of that too. It's like a free buff cast or a free Dragon's Blood. Trying to think of what else here. Basically, just be confident when you're out there too. Like, don't let people fucking make you like start running away. Just, if you have resources and you're not tanking like 25 people, like, be confident. Go out there. Yes, you're gonna die most of the time, and I do. Everyone does. But it's a matter of going back and thinking about how you died and why you died, and was there anything that you could have done differently that would have prevented you from dying in that case scenario. Now, you can always go try to get line of sight. You can run Essence of Speed pots, and line of sight is good. If you got a tree, use the trees to your advantage and stuff. Use things to your advantage. I'm not saying just stand out in the open and fucking, but be confident when you're out there, because they'll know if you're not. I'm telling you, they'll know. But you don't have many advantages. You're pretty much going against all odds. It's you against 24 other people, 15 to 24 other people, you know. You have to have the mindset of, okay, I have to maintain and play at a rhythmed pace and make sure no one messes up that rhythm. Because once your rhythm gets messed up, you're fucked. Like, you get CC'd, buffs go down, you get CC'd again and you're dead. Like, so it's about preventing that downward spiral from happening in the first place, because it will happen at one point, and you need to make sure you're not blowing your whole tank recovering from it. So if you stay at a rhythm pace throughout the whole tank, you'll find you'll have more resources to recover yourself from that the alt dump or the negates or whatever it is that they're putting on you that's gonna in turn kill you. I mean, right now it's time stop. People spam time stop over and over and over. So that's one of the reasons I put reactive on too, is because the amount of people just spamming stuff that goes through block, CCs that go through block, I mean, like Fossilize and Rune Cage, it's unbelievable. So I definitely think about that too when you're setting up a tank, because right now, running the effective amount of sturdy you need to survive, you're not going to be able to get a lot of crit resist unless you run Impregnable, and Impregnable isn't that great of a set. So, I mean, it's a good set, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad set, but there are better sets for tanking, is what I'm saying. So that's pretty much it for, I don't know what else I could tell you guys to help you. I mean, other than if we went out tanking together, which is also a thing. I have a tank guild if you guys want to join. You have to have an AD or DC tank though. I'm sorry all you EP tanks out there, I don't like you though. No, I'm just playing. I just don't like EP. Anyways though, yeah, I think that's just about it. I hope this was able to help you guys. Again, I'm not an expert. I've just been doing this for a while. This is what works for me. By no means it's the best. By no means I'm the best. So enjoy, and I'll see you guys out on the battlefield. Later.